Welcome, welcome. 12 o'clock, Friday the 15th. It is May the 15th. Hemp Fact Fridays. We're back, all right? And this week I'm a little more awake than I was last week. Today's topic is exciting. I think this is something we're looking forward to because we have been talking about a lot of aspects of hemp, but we really haven't touched on pets. I think I did a brief pet video somewhere early on this year, but I kind of wanted to go a little bit more and talk about how basically pets, the CBD can benefit your pet, whether it be a dog or cat. We're not really getting to other types of mammals, but CBD does work on just about every single mammal. It's been said that every animal with a backbone has an endocannabinoid system. We're kind of going to that a little bit. But more and more pet owners lately are looking for products or something to help cure what's ailing their pets. And CBD can be an option for that. Sometimes I've had a pet before and didn't really like to see him on like other types of, pharmaceutical or whatever you call it for pet supplements, veterinary supplements, excuse me. But so today we're talking about how CBD impacts mammals and the ECS, how CBD helps and what it does for your animal, for dogs and cats, and things to consider if CBD is an option for your pet. So we're going to start again with the endocannabinoid system. So endocannabinoid system is a biological system that is found in all mammals and mammals. I can't say that today for some reason. I keep saying mammals for some reason. It impacts a wide-ranging number of biological processes, including memory, sleep, pain response, stress response, immune response, and many more. So the endocannabinoid system, again, this is how to recap. So we talked about this before. We're going to recap this as we progress right into how this is working with pets. Endocannabinoid system is made up of two cannabinoid receptors, CB1 and CB2, located throughout the body and the brain, and interact and feed off of plant-based cannabinoids. Again, CBD, one of over 100 cannabinoids, however you say it, interacts with the CB2 receptor, kind of on the periphery, and promotes the endocannabinoid system to produce more of the body's own natural cannabinoids. Unlike THC, the psychoactive compound in cannabis, CBD is completely non-psychoactive, non-addictive, and safe to use in pets. Okay. While most veterinarians will tell you that, even though I think by law there's some sort of spiel that they have to say to you that.
Well, you have to broach the subject first.
I think they have to say something like, well, there hasn't been enough scientific study to say blah, 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 blah. But those that believe understand that there are other options than what the veterinary medicines have to offer to relieve certain symptoms and ailments in your pet. So, again, while THC has no known THC may be mildly toxic to pets, dogs, and cats. CBD has no known toxicity level and is incapable of triggering an overdose. Let's say mildly toxic in the sense where they say chocolate is toxic, chocolate can kill. I don't know of too many or many stories where THC has killed any pets. I don't know. Again, a lot of these studies haven't been done really on pets. More have been on humans. So even what we're talking about today, a lot of what has been studied these studies have been done on more either anecdotal, clinical trials and things like that. Not too much has been done in the way of like specific to cats or specific to dogs or anything like that. At least not much has been going on here in the United States. Hemp derived from CBD contains virtually no THC, and the hemp varieties of the cannabis family contain extremely low concentrations of CBD. So hemp grown, whether here or any place else in the world, is not generally going to contain enough THC, even if it is present, to offer very much toxicity or any toxicity to your animals whatsoever. So it's perfectly safe, but if you feel comfortable using more of a broad spectrum product, one that does not have any THC in it at all, then that's an option that you may want to consider. So let's talk about some of the benefits that we'll start talking with some benefits of cats and dogs. Some are more specific to cats, but then we're going to go into some broad benefits that benefit both cats and dogs from CBD. So some of I say the benefits, maybe some of the uses or primary uses that people are looking for CBD or looking for another option or even using CBD for their cats and dogs is some, like, say, especially in dogs, chewing on furniture, chewing on shoes, chewing on trash, tearing stuff up around the house. I had a dog that he tore all our furniture up. And unfortunately, one day I came home and the dog wasn't there. It was a sad day for us all, I guess, except for my dad. He was like, I'm not having this thing here tear up my furniture. But those are the old days. But now, anti-anxiety is another. Excuse me, it's pretty hot in here today. I think spring has finally arrived somewhere in mid-May. But spring has sprung. Seizures and tremors, which is big, and that kind of leads to, like, it may ease some symptoms of epilepsy in both humans and animals. Excessive barking, that's definitely specific to dogs. Aggression towards other animals or humans. Muscle spasms, kind of goes back to some of the seizures and tremors. Joint pain, recovery from surgery or injury. It could be an appetite stimulant, and it does have anti-cancer benefits as well as like overall well-being. In cats, like some, especially with pain, it can help with pain from arthritis, pancreatitis, asthma, irritable bowel disease, aging, and just the oxidative stress on the body as we get older. Nerve-related issues, peripheral neuropathy pain, intestinal pain. So a lot of issues that, like, we as pet owners or pet lovers, that we see in our animals every day. We may not, we go to the vet, and of course, before you give your dog or cat anything, we highly suggest that you go and talk to your vet, especially one that knows your particular animal. All animals are different and may respond to CBD or anything in a different way. We're all chemically different, including those dogs and cats. So let's talk about some of the more specific symptoms and how CBD is helping. So pain and inflammation through the endocannabinoid system. CBD interacts, yes, both, with pain receptors in the brain. And helps the endocannabinoid system, as we said, increase the body's natural cannabinoid production. So not necessarily like offering outside cannabinoids, it does, but it's helping, I'll say in a different way, with, I think we mentioned this before, with THC, it kind of directly interacts with your CB1 cannabinoid receptors. So with CBD, it kind of works on the periphery of the CB2 receptors, which regulate more pain, inflammation, and things like that. So it's known to be a powerful anti-inflammatory, and by helping reduce inflammation, CBD is very helpful in assisting with pain reduction, and all natural. This is natural properties of hemp and CBD. It's an anticonvulsant, naturally. That's pretty powerful. I think we've seen some of these videos of children and maybe having some sort of revulsion or a seizure, and you see them take like a vape pen or some sort of inhaler, and the seizures almost instantly has been shut down or reduced to a very manageable level and bring that child back to normal. There was a story back in 2013 about a young girl named Charlotte Fiji, I think her name is. Unfortunately, she just lost her life and lost her battle earlier this year, that young lady. But she was having, I think, about 300 seizures a day or something excessive. Like, that's a lot. And as a parent, it's got to be a lot to deal with. And we started giving her CBD through a sublingual tincture form, and this is born Charlotte's Web, and it kind of brought a lot of CBD and CBD oil into prominence. And so, again, pets, dogs, and cats having an endocannabinoid system can benefit in the same way as young Charlotte did, whereas usually they're not taking a sublingual, but they can, solid oil or a tincture or oil perhaps, in this way. But a lot of times these things can be put onto food. Oftentimes, Pets are eaters, so a lot of times we give them, if not like there's like a pill form. I've never seen a pill for pets. Most of the time these things come in chews of some sort or some sort of oil, and they just consume it. So, but as far as like being an anticonvulsant, like to minimize seizures, tremors, muscle spasms, and even like some nervous tics, some studies have been shown that CBD can manage seizures caused by epilepsy. And yes, pets can get epilepsy. And there are some preliminary research that suggest that CBD can restore order to rapid fire neurons in the brain that cause seizures. I think that is kind of the big wow in this whole thing. So if you are looking for something that, if your pet or even you are maybe having seizures and you're looking for something that's natural, maybe your medicine maybe not giving you what you want or giving you some adverse effects, this is definitely an option. Reduces symptoms of stress and anxiety. That's huge. Dogs and cats get stressed. Excuse my wifey, but it's very out today. Stress and anxiety and depression are partially caused by hormonal imbalances in the brain. And that's also the case with dogs and cats. CBD, and what this does, CBD oil rebalances the user and returns their hormones back to a normal rate of fluctuation. Sometimes, like in nervous or high stress moments, like your pet may be in the car, you're on a long trip, they don't necessarily like that all the time. Or some, like kids, or pets, all pets are different, but some are fine in the car and some not so much. They get into a state of anxiety or panic. When you leave, separation anxiety. We all have to, well, maybe not now, but normally we're going someplace during the day. We go to work and, there's not always someone to watch our pets. And they have to leave them at home, sometimes by themselves. And they may get in a little state of anxiety. And this is something you can give them either before or after you get back, before you leave or after you get back to help them with that sense of anxiety. Loud noises, thunderstorms, radios, other animals may be coming to the equation, or other people, and they may cause them stress. And sometimes you can kind of get a jump start or cut this off if you know that you may be heading to a situation where your animal has commonly shown stress before. Also, CBD naturally increases the serotonin levels in the brain. This is why sometimes people say, well, I don't feel high, but I do feel uplifted, happier, mood boosted. This is why. And naturally, by no other outside chemical influence, helps you increase serotonin levels in your brain. And it does the same for dogs and cats. So, who doesn't want to be happier, especially with something that's non-psychoactive and non-addictive? CBD is an anti-emetic. What in the world does anti-emetic mean? I didn't really know either. They could have just said helps with nausea and vomiting. So people understand that. Got all deep on you today. Nausea and vomiting occasionally can be signs of more serious and specific conditions. It can be caused by medicines. It can be caused by food. Sometimes, like my dog used to eat lamb bones, and he loved them to the point where you couldn't touch him if he had a lamb bone near him, but you would pay for it dearly after that, So I kind of wish I had some CBD to give him some, to help him, settle his stomach a little bit. Sometimes, as we know, dogs get cancer. We'll get a little more of that in a second, but it helps with the symptoms of chemotherapy or what chemotherapy may be doing to that specific animal, dog or cat. And if left unattended, these nausea and vomiting symptoms could lead to other things like weight loss, decreased appetite, fatigue, dehydration, which, so of course, if you're seeing these symptoms in your animal, I wouldn't just go out and just give them CBD and hope for the best. Obviously, call your vet. And if you're looking for another option, other than your prescriptions, whatever the vet is giving you, maybe you're not feeling it's not working again, or if you're looking for something that's more natural, that you can kind of identify when you read the label, then maybe a high quality CBD product or hemp oil product may be best for you. I will say, before we get that, but I do suggest that try to get a hemp-based product sold, not a one-to-one or any sort of marijuana, THC infused product. Again, mildly toxic to your dogs and cats, so probably not the best option. As I said, we're leading to the cancer-fighting effects. So the next two, cancer fighting and slowing tumor growth, are sort of tied together in a sense. So CBD interrupts the growth of cancer cells and stops the spreading of cancer cells, which in a way, by default, stops the growth of tumors and the spreading of tumors. It helps relieve the pain of chemotherapy and some of the discomfort of chemotherapy, we just talked about, the nausea and vomiting and side effects. Common cancers that your pet could get, lymphoma. Pets get lymphoma, yes. There's lymph nodes and sometimes it affects the gastrointestinal tract, mammary glands, and even melanoma. We'll dig into a little bit of that in a second. As far as tumor growth, pets can be prone to cancerous and other malignant or malicious types of tumors. Some can be even fatal to these little guys. There's a study at the University of Naples Federico II in Italy. We don't have a Naples Federico II in the United States. It's a colon cancer study in rats. Again, so most of these studies have been done on lab animals and humans who kind of voluntarily did do clinical trials and stuff like that, not necessarily on pets. So, in time that we're getting there. But that study showed that CBD can protect against cancer, as well as stop the growth, development, and spread of malignant tumors. That's powerful. That is powerful. Again, from an all-natural substance that's just been squeezed from a tree, you could sit here and use this as a substance or a weapon against cancer and chemotherapy. It's not saying it's curing cancer. It does not say that, but it helps with the symptoms of cancer and chemotherapy. One of the things we see out of pets sometimes is that we kind of going back to the anxiety. I probably should have put this more after that, but improved temperament and reduced aggression. CBD and hemp oil are naturally calming and sedating, and serotonin boosting properties exist in CBD and hemp oil. So you put those two things together, you have a pet who's a little more calm and a little more happy. Probably not as anxious. Sometimes they get into stuff, again, like tearing up your trash and things like that. But, or in instances where, new people, unfamiliar pets come into the equation, and sometimes these little skirmishes come up. If you're going to a situation like that, maybe, 30 minutes to an hour beforehand, give them a little bit of CBD oil, maybe put it in their food. If you can get them to take it from a dropper, put it right under their tongue, and it should help with the temperament issues, anxiety issues, and things like that. It has been known to reduce stress, overexcitement, and anxiety in dogs and cats, and kind of limiting those instances of aggression and agitation. Really cool. I think this is really cool. Skin issues, skin and coat issues. So we've talked about, maybe we haven't. Next week, I think it might be skin. So the next two issues, I think, are going to be skin and hair. So one of those, we're going to be talking about how CBD can improve both skin and hair issues, what we're talking about right here with pets. So it can be helpful for their skin and coat. Again, in humans use CBD to help with irritated skin irritation, scrapes, psoriasis. It is, antibacterial, antiviral. So they're saying that it is going to eliminate bacteria or viruses in other people, but it will not take on any. It does not absorb or contract viruses, things like that, and pass it on to you by dropping your CBD oil in your mouth. But put it on your skin and on your pet's skin, and it can improve the pet's coat and skin health. Reduces symptoms of acne, dry skin, and even, like I said, treats psoriasis, not psoriasis, in humans. It treats psoriasis in humans, right? So apply some CBD oil, something like, shameless plug. So we have a whole hemp oil here. Usually we're not to sell stuff, but we just want to give you an example of what you can use. And this is a hemp extract in a hemp oil carrier, not a hemp seed oil carrier, hemp oil carrier, hemp whole. So hence the whole hemp oil. So this is more of a olive oil consistency. You can drop it right on your hand and spread it all over your cat's coat. So you can put any sort of oil on your hair, or olive oil, what have you, to help strengthen and enrich your hair for your own hair health, you can do the same thing for your dog or cat. Apply to the scalp, improve shine, and the hair's natural luster, and also improves the hair strength, the strength of the hair follicles, and helps revive the coat, making their coat softer and shinier, yet stronger and healthier. You can also put this on, like, cats and dogs, they run outside, they play, they fight, they dig, so sometimes their paw pads get irritated. You can use this to kind of help soothe their paw pads when they're out there, scurrying up. So know that they have a little something at home waiting for them to help them heal a little bit better, a little faster, and get a little more comfortably. So we have kind of gone over most of these, but I think one of the most exciting, okay, that was about 9. And number 10, promotes homeostasis. What in the world, again, is homeostasis? That's it's a funny sounding word, but I'll just give you a brief definition. Kind of like overall well-being, or through yourdictionary.com, the definition is the ability to maintain internal stability in an organism to compensate for environmental changes. Okay? I know that sometimes it's improving my homeostasis, because sometimes when environmental changes happen around the office that I don't really care for, I get a little bit agitated. So, sort of like the cat and dog, So I'm kind of a perfectionist sometimes. What are you going to do? I like things to go the right way, and they don't. I'm like, right? So, drop, homeostasis, man. You know what I mean? So, to compensate for, again, environmental change. So also that our biological systems are working in synergy and collectively functioning at their best. That's pretty cool. I'll say that again. Our biological systems, homeostasis, are working in synergy and collectively functioning at their best. What are our biological systems? Circulatory system, digestive system. Circulatory system, like your blood system, the heart, the arteries, the veins, delivering oxygen and nutrients to the organs. Your digestive and excretory system, your system that absorbs nutrients and removes waste from your body. Your gastrointestinal tract, including the mouth, esophagus, stomach, intestines. This is coming straight off of Wikipedia, by the way. You can look this up yourself. The endocrine system, that influences the function of the body's hormones. The exocrine system, or the integumentary system, skin, hair, nails, sweat, and exocrine glands. We just talked about that a little bit.
So Becca wrote, I'm late to the game, just got here. Sorry if you've already addressed this. If you've already addressed this, does it help with dog anxiety?
Yes, dog anxiety. And this will get replayed on our YouTube channel, which is at Cherry Blossom CBD. So you can see, if you missed it now, it will be replayed. It'll probably be posted by this afternoon, no later than tomorrow. But yes, dog anxiety is big. Just like in humans, again, it boosts serotonin levels and promotes, like we were talking about, a little homeostasis, like that calmness. Car rides, loud noises, new people and new stimuli into their environment. Dogs are definitely territorial. They like to make sure that this is my space, and everybody who comes into it knows it. Sometimes when new stimuli comes in, they're like, oh, I'm freaking out, like, what's going on, So yes, very good. And like I said, you can put it on their food, you can drop it in their tongue. We have another tincture, a cherry blossom tincture. This is a 4-ingredient tincture. This is MCT oil. It's an MCT oil base, coconut extract, natural bacon and liver flavors. However, just like with the you can make burgers that are vegetarian, that taste like meat. With the miracle of freaking science, this is a vegan formulation that tastes like bacon and liver. Pets take right to it. 9 times out of 10, I had one friend that said his pet didn't take to it. I don't think he's totally telling me the truth, but so
he's a liar.
He ain't telling me the truth. Again, more systems: muscular system, nervous system, renal and urinary system. Talking about the kidneys and the urinary tract, reproductive system, respiratory system. So all these things that CBD is working and helping and keeping in these biological systems that are working in synergy and collectively function at their best. This doesn't just happen in pets, this happens in you. And this is why people feel better when they take this stuff. This is not just some hokiness that we're just like pulling out the sky and just throwing at you here on a Friday afternoon. Like, we're really trying to show you that all these things, like some of these misnomers and misinformation, in the world of misinformation, CBD has been, God knows, been on this track for about 100-something years. So we're trying to give you some real information so you can go out there and help yourself, help your pets, what have you. So keeping it real, there can be side effects with your pets. And the possible side effects with dog and cats, again, we said every dog and cat is different and takes to any supplement differently. You could have two dogs of the same breed that you got from the same litter, and they could take to supplements in totally different ways. That is the truth. And and how they may interact, like CBD may interact strangely with certain medicines that your vet may be giving your pet. This is why it's very important to talk to your vet before you start introducing any new supplements, whether it be CBD or what have you. Some of the other possible side effects: dry mouth, lowered blood pressure. I'm not sure exactly why. You may want to talk to your vet about that. Drowsiness, sedation. It does, sedate. That's one of the most common because it's one of the first things that happens. Even in people, one of the first things they say that when they start taking CBD is, "Oh man, I'm so relaxed, I sleep better." It's happening to your dog or cat too. So you start dosing them, you may want to keep an eye on them, their nap schedule, their eating schedule, all those things after the first day. Sometimes they're mildly and rarely, there may be some nausea, vomiting, appetite changes. So again, always talk to the vet. So if you are going to opt for CBD, let's give you some dosing advice. So let me give you some basic dosing advice here. All right. The general rule is 1 to 5 milligrams of CBD for every 10 pounds of body weight. And that, if you want to start, always on the lower side, start maybe in the middle of that range, but 1 to 5 milligrams of CBD for every 10 pounds of body weight of your pet. All right, so if you have a 10-pound pet, you want to give 1 to 5 milligrams. 25-pound pet, you want to give them 2 to 10 milligrams. So on and on and on. Keep an eye on them, all right? Make sure there's no changes in appetite, mood, bathroom behavior, sleep cycles, and it should start working in about an hour, okay? Some of the other things I may want you to consider, obviously, again, see the vet first. Keep your expectations realistic. It is a miracle product. Yes, it is a miracle substance, but it does not perform miracles. It actually does what it does, not more than what it does. Journal your results. You want to know what's going on with you. You want to know what's going on with your pet. You start taking some new stuff. You start taking any new medicine. It's always a good idea to journal your results. You may feel totally different on day 3 than you do on day 1. You want to go back, and we forget those things. So many things happen in the world. I forget what happened on day 1. I got to look there at something. Hey, okay, yeah, I forgot about that. You want to journal how many doses you're taking and in what increments. So if you started, say, 2 milligrams and then you started the next week to go up to 4, journal that so you can see and you can track progress and any changes that may coincide with your increases or decreases in dosing. Okay. Also, make sure that you're using all natural ingredients. That would be a bonus. Again, like our pet tincture is 4 ingredients. They're all natural. You make sure that there's not any unusual, things in there. No chocolate. You want to, if your dog is specific, it needs specific oils. Again, some of these tinctures and things are made with different types of oils, different types of substances, different types of fillers, different types of things that help them, maybe gummies, or dogs are going to take gummies, but chews and make it congeal together. So know exactly, just like you would anything else, know what you're putting inside your dog. Make sure there's no toxic substances in there like chocolate, xylitol, which is a sweetener they used to make mints. Dogs can't have it. Chocolate, as we know. And check your expiration dates as well. So very important things. Very important. So today, that's pretty much it. I don't know if you guys got questions. I don't know if any more questions are coming in, but keep them coming. We're going to keep answering your questions as we keep monitoring this throughout the weekend. I'm sure there might be, because a lot of people have pets out there, and I know you all love them dearly. So as we do every week, I'm going to give you our sources. Our sources are innovetpet.com, medium.com, cannabissupplementsforpets.com. Yes, CBD is in the cannabis family, so we're not talking about anything psychoactive. We're still talking about CBD. Consumer Reports, thetruthaboutcbd.org. Of course, we are a quote from yourdictionary.com and Wikipedia, the most trusted source on the internet. But they are pretty good. So, again, join us next week. I think we're going to be here next week. I believe it's hair or skin, and I think hair is after that. I could be wrong, but one, it's hair and skin are the next two. Always, if you enjoy us, please share it. I hope you're watching and if you're getting any value out of this, that you're sharing this with your friends, your family, your coworkers. Even though we're not necessarily may not be next to our coworkers, but we can be next to them on the computer in a hot second. So send this stuff on over on your phone. But watch, like, follow, subscribe, and share. At Cherry Blossom CBD, except on Twitter, we are at cherry_CBD. Again, next week, hair, skin, and I think hair is after that. So join us and we'll get a little more depth of how CBD and CBD oil, hemp oils can help you, your body. And if you have any questions about pets, info at Cherry Blossom CBD. You can do a web submission at www.cherryblossoncbd.com. And if you'd like to get any of our products, including our pet tincture or our whole hemp oil, again, www.cherryblossomcbd.com/shop. All right, we will take your money. So have a great weekend. All right, enjoy some of the. I don't know where you are in the world, but here in the DMV, we finally got some sun, so we're gonna go out and hopefully get some sun and enjoy it this weekend. You do the same. Take your pets out there, and if you got any questions, you know where to find us. As always, have a great Friday, and we'll see you next week. All right.